And we really just have the living slash dining room left, which there are a lot more plants in here, and then the kitchen. And then be on the lookout for my garden tour, because that'll be coming up. And also subscribe and hit the bell. All right. So I had her originally in the bedroom and she did not like it in there. This is a Maranta. She was not happy in the bedroom. Here you can see she was just, this was actually there when I bought her. So maybe because it's off the same like stem, I don't really know. I'm just trying to like justify what's going on here. And oftentimes I'll keep like a plant here. I don't normally keep a hanging plant here. I like either to put flowers on the table. I usually cut flowers from my garden, or sometimes the students give them to me. And the reason I don't really want to do like a trailing one is because I don't really want it all over. So usually I'll stick something like a fern, like my crocodile fern or something like that, that I know will be more upright. But for now, she's pretty happy here. And I actually got this at, it was either Home Depot or Lowe's for like $6.98. Like she's doing all right in here. Okay, off to my little corner here. Now this window faces like south-southwest. So in the summer, like these guys, they're not gonna be happy. I am gonna need to move them somewhere else. But for now, in the winter months, they're pretty happy. So I got this plant stand at IKEA, and I like it because one, I can put plants around it. I could hang plants if I wanted to, but this is a Maranta, like the red form. I think that's pretty common. And then I have a Maranta lemon lime. And then up here, I actually need to move her into the bathroom for a while. This is the Philodendron Ring of Fire, and it's beautiful, although that leaf is not happy with me right now. And then this has never grown more than that. It has been that size for like a year. So that's kind of, I don't know why she doesn't want to grow any further, but for the most part, I would say the leaves are pretty happy. This has been a labor of love. I have been waiting for this to grow a new leaf for over a year. And so to help her out, I'll put her into like the bathroom. And she's starting to open up, but I wanted to show you because I think it's pretty cool to see it at like that stage. So yeah, I throw her in the bathroom frequently because she definitely needs it. And I love this plant. I really want to get it where I can hang it, like maybe up there and like have it trail down. But for now, she's here, and I just love these. Like, look how massive these leaves are. Like, these are huge leaves. And she's just super happy here. She gets a little light here and there, like from outdoors, like she'll get some light coming through this window here. So yeah, she's pretty happy here. I have my rubber plant. I think you pronounce it Taniki maybe? I'm not sure the pronunciation, but this is one of my favorite rubber plants. And I just love how it looks. We have a new growth happening here. Right? So we got new growth happening here, and I just absolutely love the pattern on this. Like, I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. And what's cool about this, let's see if I can get you down there. I definitely can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the mother plant. So I essentially could propagate this into 5 other plants, which is pretty cool. Or maybe 4, maybe that stick was, nope, I think still 5, which is pretty cool. Like, I just think it's super beautiful. And I know, you know, people are always only about like, they want like the best, most rare plants. And like, I love rare plants too, but I mean, this is just like, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Like, look at the coloration here. Like, it's absolutely stunning. I have, well, this leaf is, I've had this plant for like close to a year, And I think this leaf is on its way out. I think I want to try putting it into the bathroom. This is a Clarinervium, in case you didn't know. It started with 5 leaves, and I would say we're down to about 3 viable leaves. So we have one here, beautiful. We have a second one here, gorgeous. And then the third one, see, like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand what that is on the back. So this makes me think that maybe it has too much water. If anybody knows, let me know. Because I started to notice those on the backs of these, and I haven't done really anything too different than what I was doing before, but they're all over. And they feel like, I don't know. So I don't know if it just has too much water. Somebody please help if you know. And then we have this third leaf here, which is pretty happy except for that little spot down there. But overall, like, yeah, she's pretty happy. Okay, next, this was a Comeback Kid plant. I do a Comeback Kid series on my channel. And I burnt her to a crisp, you guys. Like, I literally, she was on her death's door. But the thing with Calathea is they don't really need to be in a lot of light to be happy. So they're kind of understory plants. If you look, right, like she's red underneath. Yeah, these are understory plants. So for me to just even see, it started with 2 leaves, then it went to 4, and then it went to 6. These ones just came up. And so when I'm counting, there's this one here, and then there's this one here. So this was like pride and joy, you guys. And these leaves are getting pretty big now. I think she's happy in this spot. So I'm gonna leave her here for a while. Okay. And then we have my Monstera. When I saw this plant, you guys, I'm not kidding you, I had a plant-gasm. Like, legit had a plant-gasm. This leaf here had a little issue. This leaf came this way when I bought this. I bought this from Peace, Love, and Happiness Club. It actually came much bigger, and I separated it into 3 separate plants. But yeah, I mean, just look at the pattern on here. This, to me, this is kind of when I fell for Monsteras. I know everyone's into like philodendrons, but I don't hate philodendrons. I like philodendrons, but I'm a Monstera girl for sure. So these here, oh, and look at that. We got a new leaf coming. Just super exciting. But yeah, she's just a extremely happy plant. And she does so well. Like, it does not matter like where I put her. She is just a happy girl. I have them all over my house. I love these plants so much. Like, I mean, let's look at that again, right? Like, ooh, bam. I can't with it. It's so gorgeous. Okay, these guys are the Peperomia prostrata. I got this cute little vase here from a store near us called Pigment. I need to get another one because I think it doesn't look as good over here. But yeah, these are my 2 Peperomia prostratas. I got them off of Ill Exotics. But Andy's Orchids also carries them, and just like, I feel like this one is a lot happier. Like, I feel like the leaves are bigger, or like the, you know, like these ones look a little more tiny and delicate. What I will tell you about these plants is these fall off all the time. I knock them off all the time. This is a super delicate plant. But if you look, like, it just has the coolest pattern, like little turtle shells, right? Like, it's just such a cool plant. This was definitely on like my wish list for a long time. Here, you can see the patterns on this one really well. Right? Look at this patterning. Now you want to say that where it is like bright green is like new growth, but I could be wrong. So I used to keep those in my kitchen. I have like a spice rack that I kept them on, and I do have like a skylight in my, just like the bathroom. I have one in my kitchen, but I just still think like it wasn't getting enough light. So I'm really happy to have them in here because it's a lot brighter in here. And now we're gonna look at 3 more plants on this side of the room. Okay, so this is one of my absolute favorite plants, and I know a lot of you are like, it's just a fern, it's a bird's nest fern. I am obsessed with this plant. That I think it recently got a little bit mad at me because we've got some crispy edges. And that's not very normal. I have not really seen too many crispy edges. I think maybe I ignored it a little bit too much, and she was like not happy about that. But overall, she is just a constant giver. Like this plant, she'll wilt, like everything will droop when she's thirsty. But other than that, like she just gives me constant leaves. Like she's gotten massive. Like this plant is huge, you guys. I don't know if you can like grasp how big it is, but like, let's just like pan in. Like this leaf right here looks so incredibly good and happy. And we're still going. And we're still going. Yeah, hi. So as you can imagine, this leaf just makes me so happy. And she produced a leaf for my birthday too. Like, she's just a giver, man. She's a good plant. She's a good plant. I love her. And I turn her around here and there so she gets, you know, different light. But she's got great light from the window here, and she's got great light from this window here. So she's pretty, like, content. But this guy usually sits up higher. But maybe because it's, like, still daytime, it's, like, down a little bit. But this was in my Comeback Kid series, you guys. So let's pull her out. So actually, she must be really happy because now she's doing that prayer thing. So I'm gonna warn you that when I got this, all of her leaves did this because I left her way off in the distance there and she burnt. She was not happy there. I had her there during this summer. And so my more sensitive plants cannot be there during this summer. But you know, I knew that Calathea up there, she came back by me leaving her kind of in like a darker area. So I decided that if I would stick her underneath here, she would still have some light, but it would be not like as direct as light can be in the house. So even though this looks bad, I'm fully aware of that. Look underneath here. These are so incredibly happy. We have 1. We have 2. And we have number 3. And this is all like, you can see, so if you look here, this is its own stalk. That's to that really tall one there. And then this came up next to it. But I don't think it's from that. So this has to be from what was like working under the soil, but it produced 3, you can see right there. So I have been so happy that I put her there. She is just living her best life. And eventually, you know, I am going to have to cut this one off, but I know it's crispy and I know it's not super gorgeous, but I just can't do that to her. She's been working so hard to come back. Like the last thing I want to do is like snip her. So I'm going to wait a while and kind of let her live her best life. Okay, while we're here, let's talk about my Monstera deliciosa. And I know people love like the huge Monsteras, but like the more I think about it, I kind of just like them in the juvenile like stage. And I do think she needs to be watered. No, she's also wet. So, I mean, she definitely needs to be dusted, right? But you guys, I cannot tell you how I lost my mind when I saw this leaf come out with a split. That was the very first that ever had a split in here. And I just keep her in this like IKEA basket. Yes, I still have the tag on there. But yeah, like she's got some pretty decent sized leaves, but this, you guys, that was the first ever leaf I had that had a split. Like I cannot even tell you how exciting that was. I know I'm like nerding out right now, and I have to tell you guys, like my mom thinks I'm crazy. She's like, you have too many plants, which like I kind of get. But I know a lot of you have way more than me. And so if you have a lot of plants, do you ever feel like overwhelmed by them? For me right now, I kind of think I have the perfect amount. I can propagate any of the ones that I want to, but really in all honesty, I don't, yeah, I have stuff on my wish list. If you ever saw that video, you would know, but I don't feel like I need more plants, if that makes sense. This is my Brantianum, and if you watched my Steve's Leaves unboxing, you will know the story behind this, but it is actually 2 Brantianums that I got from Steve's Leaves, and I just put them together, but they were $15.99 each. They are no longer that price on Steve's Leaves, but these leaves are gorgeous, and they are big, and I think I need to put her into the bathroom because she's been like that for a while, and I really want that leaf to come out. But yeah, I mean, you can just see these leaves are just gorgeous. I love like the silver with the green. Yeah, she's just, this is her spot, man. She's just very happy, and I do turn her. It is interesting how big those leaves are compared to like, well, these are big too, I guess. Oh, look how cool that looks with like, you can see the light from underneath. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's head into the kitchen. And yeah, so let's go up here. I actually have a plant that I'm trying to bring back. It's a fern. It's extremely pissy with me right now. It's a zebra fern. Okay, so I used to have a bunch of plants here, but I needed to make room for my like holistic stuff. So I just have one left, and it is the Monstera Peru. You did already see it in the other room, but I have, perfect. I have one here too, and I don't have really good light in my kitchen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves. Yeah, it's just, it's actually, this one is probably the happiest of all of my Monsteras, because it does get this like filtered light up here. So it's not like it's in a dark space, but yeah, it's just a beautiful plant, and it does not show really that anything's growing, although potentially we could have here coming off that. It's going to be hard to see, but like coming off here, it looks like it's potentially could be a split. And then you can see here, right, how this one's split. Or could that be another leaf, or will that break off more? And then I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely just, it's a happy plant. This was probably my purchase of one of the plants. Like every time I look at this, I just think like, how can you be so gorgeous? Like this is such, it's so pretty. So up here we have a black lipstick plant. And I'll be honest, I forget about her frequently, but I cannot wait for her to like trail down. Now my Micans here, I can never tell if it's happy or unhappy. But what I remind myself is, even though some of the leaves have, you know, turned color and they're gonna basically come off and die, right? That there's a lot of good things actually still happening in this plant. So I see a ton of like growth in here. Look at that. I mean, just it's growing. It's growing really well, actually. So sometimes I worry about this plant, and then other times I don't. And in case you're wondering how to tell the difference between like pothos and philodendrons. Philodendrons have these like little like sheath things that come off here, and pothos don't. So otherwise, I know they look very similar. But yeah, that's one way to kind of tell them apart. But actually, now that I'm looking at this more, we do have a ton of new growth. Okay, so those of you that know me, you know I am not a big Hoya fan, but I saw this one and I kind of really liked it. Okay, so it does remind me of like succulents, which I love succulents. When you get to see my garden, you'll understand. You know, I don't know how to find the peduncle. If you know how to find the peduncle, you could tell me. Like, I never know how to find it, but it's producing new leaves, and the leaves are fairly big that are established. So I really like this plant, and some Hoya people out here that are going to know. Oh, I forgot to show you one of the plants in the other room. I just picked it up and it's super light, so I have got to water. Like, I get asked frequently by like my friends and stuff, like, how do you know when to water? You just know. I picked this up and I felt like, I mean, I know I'm strong, but it like almost went in the air because that's how light and dried out it is. But it's a really pretty plant. Like, it's got this great coloring. I got it from a nursery in Encinitas. And why is the name Cordova Gardens? Man, if you've never been to Cordova, I actually have a vlog from Cordova that I need to edit and get up for you guys, so you'll be able to see like what I'm talking about. They have a whole like fiddle leaf like forest. It's amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna put her in water because damn, we need to triage this, you guys. She's in desperate need of water. So I'm gonna actually bottom water her because I just don't have time to deal with top watering right now. So I'm gonna stick her and just hope she soaks up the water here. Okay. So now I wanna show you guys my fridge farm. So this is where this is kind of where I propagate. Now when I bought this Monstera adansonii, you guys, she was so incredibly full, and I'm like, I know best. I know succulents, so I can just separate her into multiple different like plants and all's gonna be good. No, that was so wrong on so many levels. And like, she's got some really gorgeous leaves. Like, look at all of the splits on this one, right? Like, she's got some unhappy leaves, I'm aware. And I didn't get this plant until I saw it like in person, but now I get it. What I'm hoping, and we do have a new growth here, so that's good. I'm hoping she'll fill out a little bit more. Oh, and here's new growth too. The problem is they like to be root bound, and I didn't understand that when I bought her. And so yeah, like this one here, hi. She's just a little thing, but she's happy. This is a big leaf. Lots of splits in that one. That leaf's not happy. Look, we got a rolly coming about. So overall, she's doing okay. That one looks really good up here, you guys. Look at this one. Yeah, she looks really good. Propagation, like, so for example, this was a bad experiment. In fact, I think that's mold now, so that's great. This one has done really well, so I need to get her out and plant her up. But something that has enough space at the top if you're gonna make your own like little terrariums. But yeah, pretty much up here is just like, I call it my fridge farm. Okay, next, look at this beauty, you guys. She's getting super long, and eventually I want to put up some sort of like beam or something that she can kind of like crawl across and then like cascade down, which I think would look really cool, like versus just having like this one plant here, boom, and there it is. I think it'd be really cool to have it kind of come out a little bit. So that's the ultimate goal. And tons of new growth. I mean, she's just like producing like nobody's business. She's just got, and she's in a great spot. So she gets this great light. And these are some more micans that I separated onto two sides. And then I have this Scindapsus in here. And then I have some Moonlight Trubias and Maidenhair Fern. And I really like these because it makes it super simple to water. And eventually I want to put it here and then like have it trail down, which I think would look really great. And then we have this guy, which he normally resides outside, and that is an issue. That's something that I'm working on out there, but he doesn't really like it too much outside. I top watered him and then now I'm just letting him air dry. But you can see, even though these are pretty like washed out, the new leaves they're the right color and they're happy. So I think the plant itself is happy and it's just dealing with like learning how to live outside. We have a rolly over here. So just, you know, it may not look like it's super happy, but it's happy. It does need a good wash though. I did use regular water too. Sorry. So we have a Christmas cactus. I freaking love those. Some wine. We have one left. I have air plants. I love air plants, but I have only one surviving air plant. At least inside. I have some outside. So there's that one. And then I have my crocodile fern. And this one is extremely happy. Okay, minus that leaf. And minus that tip. But overall, this is a really happy plant. The very final, and this is gonna be on a monthly favorites video. This is called a Jericho Rose, or the Resurrection Plant. And it's really cool. So I forgot to leave, so it likes to sit in water. And I had let the water drain down too far, and I noticed it was starting to like curl up. So what happens is when it doesn't get enough water, what it does is it'll curl up, and then you'll only see these like brown tips here, like so. And then when you put it in water, it starts to unfurl again. And when it unfurled the last time, it had more green than it does this time, but I'm not too worried. So you can see how these things, they roll up. And then when they get enough water, they unfurl. It's a really cool process, and I time-lapsed it, so I'll definitely put that up on the channel. Just be on the lookout for that. But that is it. So that's it, you guys. That was my indoor houseplant. I know a lot of you guys have these like amazing Jungalow houses, and you know, eventually maybe one day I'll get there, but I also don't like feeling so overwhelmed. Like I feel like everything has to have its place. So when you finally get to see my outdoor garden, you'll realize that that is a different story out in nature, but like in my actual home, I do like to kind of think that everything has its spot. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I have a small house. I know I probably talked more than I needed to, but you know, I hope you enjoyed at least some of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, of course. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe. I've said that like 3 times, so you know that's what I want you to do. Hit that like button. And I've just started a plant TikTok. So it's same handle as here. If you're on TikTok, you can go over and support me there too. I would really appreciate it. And so far I only have 2 videos up, so they're short. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.